boys' town in Nashik. Today, while looking back, how many years back that war must have been, how do you feel that your school has contributed in the making of Padma Bhushan Hafeez Contractor?
I'll just tell you a story about my school. A very mischievous boy, and I never studied, so I was put in a boarding school. And I'm sorry to say that I was always copy and pass. That was my. I think all whatever I did in school, mischief, copying and passing, devising new ways of copying. And one fine day, my principal called me and said, let's see. And that was by the time I come to I think it was just at SSC. And he said, let's see. I know what exactly you are doing. But I have been supporting you. Now it's not in my hand. Now it's all in your hand. And I have been doing this because I knew that when the right time will come, you'll rise to the occasion and get on. At that time, in that year, I started studying. Studied right from 5th standard, 6th standard, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, finally 11th. And I got through with flying colors or whatever it was for myself at that time when I used to fail in out of 9 subjects, fail in 7 subjects. So for me it was a great thing. But when I was in school, I used to always keep on drawing sketches, designing cars, designing guns, tanks, and designing forts. And I remember in one of my English classes, we had a teacher called Mrs. Bhushan. In fact, she just died about a year and a half back. And at that time we were spanked like hell. So she saw me doing these sketches in my book, and she said, she gave me fatafat, 4-5 shots with a big ruler. And she said, you're a useless student, you never study, you don't do this, don't do that. But then she said, but remember, when you grow up, don't do anything else, become an architect. I think I was in 3rd standard or 4th standard, I don't remember again. I got through at my SSC level in I got 50% marks, and I had 3-4 cousins who were architects, so I used to see them and I wanted to become an architect. But then not a single college would give me a form. They said 50%, no forms for it. So I wanted to join the army. Because I was a very good NCC student, I was very good at sports. And finally, my aunt tore off my army admission letter. So army went down the drain, so I wanted to join the police force. So my mother requested me that don't join just the ordinary police force, do your graduation and then join. So I was going towards getting a tuition in an architect's office, and there I saw an architect drawing a window detail. At that time everybody used to draw window details, nobody used to get ready-made windows like aluminum window and PVC windows. So I told him, my cousin, she was not there, so I was just roaming around in the office, and I said, "Oh, there's a Gujarati boss." I said, "Bari khul se nahi." I hope everybody understands Gujarati. He said, "Mune se malum." I said, "This has been my pastime." So the long and short of it was that when my cousin came, he had a bet, and my cousin said that, "Oh, you're right, but how do you know?" He asked me to draw, and with his influence and Mr. Dallas's influence, Mr. Dallas was the president of Indian Institute. He wrote a letter to Mr. Vanreker that, Dallas was a very, very kind man. He had never seen me, but he said, "Oh, I know this boy from the time he was born, this. And if you give him admission, I'm sure he will be a very good architect." This, that, and I took that letter and went to Mr. Vanreker. He says, "With this marks, I can't give you the form." So then he said, "Okay, anyway, I'll allow you to appear for an entrance exam." And I appeared for the entrance exam. I got an A+. And after that, there was no looking back. In school, I used to fail. At academy, I stood first class first, all throughout, except in one year when I stood second class, but I was first in the class.
Wow.
So what I'm trying to say that I feel that really speaking, architecture is just not taught in the college, or just not construction, just not anything. It is how to keep your eyes open, see what is happening, how it is happening, and changing to the tune every minute. And now somebody might say that is playing to the gallery, but whatever it is, I feel that that has been for me architecture. I see a person and I change my stand for immediately, and if he or she says, "Oh, I don't like this," and she says, "I like this," and I feel that I'm doing work for her, so I must dance to her tune or his tune. And I think all that was taught to me in the school, because all those mischiefs, I think I still keep on doing that.
That's something. So this, whatever you told us, makes me ask one particular question. This is meant maybe for students, I don't know. Architects usually aspire to work for contemporary legends, if at all there is a phrase like that. And yes, you are certainly one of them, one can't deny it. But what can an architect expect when he comes to work for you?
Now that my office has grown quite big, I don't do the employment on my own, but previously I would say that right up to about 4 or 5 years back, I never even had an HR department in my office. I had just one accountant and one uncle of mine who used to write checks. That's about all. And the way I used to employ people, I used to just tell him, "Okay, you want to work? Okay, wait." And I asked him, "When do you want to join?" If he said, "I'll come after 3 months," then I said, "Okay, come after 3 months." I said, "You want to work? Come start today." If he says, "Fine," I have to know that he is a willing worker, because everyone needs every kind of people. You need a gadda and you need a racehorse to run your organization. You need a gadda to carry the load, you need a racehorse to just go fast. So, and you should make use of everyone. And everyone has got some kind of a quality, and that one should exploit. That's it.
Wonderfully said, sir.
So you completed your masters at the Columbia University. Just like your memories from the university.
Okay. Columbia University was a very, very tough place to be. at academy where I studied, I know that I was a very hard-working student. When all the 50 students used to display their work in one classroom, my college used to give me one complete classroom for my own work. Okay. I used to get a model. My model used to come in a truck. My model was supposed. I used to make 10 feet high models, 15 feet big, and all this. And so I'm trying to get to Colombia. After doing all that, what at Colombia they made us work so hard that there was not a single day that I could go home before 2 or 2:30. But one thing I will tell you, which you all should remember and itch it out in your mind. One day, I was working in the class, and it was about, I think, 12:30 or 1, and my guide, Stan Extai, we were about 11 students, and at Columbia, we had about 18 professors teaching 11 students. So this guy came at about 1:30 and wrote the program on the blackboard, and he said submission tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Is that at Columbia, the submissions were informed right in the beginning of the semester. Each and every submission is said you'll be submitting this on this day, in this class, this day on this class. Not a single professor is going to tell you that you have to do this for tomorrow. Now when we come in the morning at 8, there's a lot of people are running around, and so I'm saying, what is happening? So a very good friend of mine, Gene, says, oh, you know, Stan came last night and he's asked me to make this submission to you. I said, that's not fair. Come on, you know, how can you do that? Come at 1 o'clock in the night and ask us to submit at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I said, come on, I'm not going to do it. So he says, no, you're going to be marked for it. I said, no, I'll go and talk to him. So I went to his class, his cabin, and said, Stan, I just left at about 12:30 and you came, so he says, oh, Hafeez, it's okay. So I said, oh, thank you. He said, no, you get a 0 in the submission. I said, why? He says, Hafeez, just think. In real life, there was a job going. You are not there for that job. You don't get that job. I turned around and said, thank you. So, you have to be at the right place at the right time. So that's one thing. To be an architect, you're not going to get everything on platter. Your uncle's friend is not going to call you up and say, beta, idhar aa, tere liye kaam hai. You have to be at the right place at the right time. Now that taught me something which, yes, it taught me a lot. But this I can never ever forget.